Penny finds an old, dusty receipt. It's from a soda company, and it says something that makes her gasp. This receipt is from Coca-Cola, the soda company, and it says they've paid people money every year since 1964. That's 61 years in a row. Not 60, not 61 almost, 61 years, never missing a single payment. Penny scratches her head. Wait, a soda company pays people just for owning a piece of it? How does that work? Here's how it works. When you own a tiny piece of Coca-Cola, you're basically a tiny owner of the whole company. Every time someone buys a Coke, the company makes money, and owners, like Penny, get a small slice of that money. That slice of money is called a dividend. It shows up in Penny's pocket year after year, like clockwork. But here's the wild part. 61 years ago was 1964, way before Penny's grandma was even born. Since then, there have been wars, recessions, a pandemic, stock market crashes. Coca-Cola paid its dividend through all of it. In 2008, banks were collapsing, people were panicking, and Coca-Cola still paid its dividend, right on schedule. In 2020, the whole world shut down, stores closed, restaurants closed, and Coca-Cola still paid its dividend. Penny asks the big question, how does a company keep paying no matter what happens in the world? The answer? People never stop being thirsty. Rain or shine, war or peace, somebody somewhere is buying a soda. That steady, boring, predictable cash is what lets Coca-Cola keep its promise. Boring can actually be powerful. There's actually a special club for companies like this, companies that raise their dividend every year for 25+ years straight. They're called dividend aristocrats. Coca-Cola isn't just in the club, it's been a member for over 6 decades. Out of thousands of public companies in America, only a tiny handful have ever earned this honor. Coca-Cola is one of them. And here's the part that really matters. Every year, the payment doesn't just continue, it actually gets a little bigger. If you'd owned Coca-Cola back in 1964, your yearly payment today would be many, many times bigger than where it started. That's because as the company grows, it shares a little more of its success with its owners. Bigger company, bigger slice. Penny imagines her grandma 61 years ago buying just a tiny piece of Coca-Cola and simply holding on. She didn't have to do anything fancy, no tricks, no timing the market. Just holding on, year after year after year. That's the real lesson hiding inside this dusty old receipt. Reliability repeated for decades becomes something extraordinary. Of course, no company is guaranteed forever. 61 years doesn't mean 62 is promised too. Nothing in investing is certain. But Coca-Cola shows us what it looks like when a company treats its dividend like an unbreakable promise. Companies like this are rare, and that rarity is exactly why investors search so hard to find the next one. Penny puts the old receipt in a frame and hangs it on her wall, a little reminder that patience can outlast everything. 61 years of payments, never missed once, through depressions, wars, and a global pandemic. That's not luck, that's discipline. So here's Penny's one big lesson. When a company keeps its promises for decades, it's telling you something about who it is. Look for companies that keep their promises year after year. See you next time, dividend friends.